So in this video, I'm basically going to explain why half my chest is missing. I've mentioned it many times on Instagram, but on YouTube, probably not as many times. I thought I'd just give a long form explanation as to why my chest is missing and how it's actually affected my life overall. The reason half my chest is missing is because I have a condition called Poland syndrome. It affects 1 in 30,000 to 100,000 people. You can see it's very rare, it's so rare to the point where statisticians don't even know how many people have it. Also, it's undiagnosed in some people as well. I didn't even know it was called for a long time until basically my parents told me what it was because they didn't even remember what it was called themselves. And then they just randomly remembered one time, and then I looked up, did some research, and figured out that's actually why I have Poland syndrome. Now, apart from my chest looking different, my biceps also look different, as in I have asymmetric biceps. So my right bicep is short and my left bicep is like long. Well, you can't really see it now, but it's much more vascular than the right one. I don't know if that's also due to Poland syndrome, probably is. There's probably maybe some internal differences in me, I don't know, maybe. But I know, for example, some people, they're missing the entire bicep. So I'm kind of lucky that I at least have two full biceps, you could say. So yeah, to summarize, it's a condition which causes asymmetries in the body. Me, I'm missing my chest. In fact, everyone that has Poland syndrome is missing half their chest to varying degrees. So for me, I'm missing the bottom bit. Some people are missing the whole thing. Some people are only missing the lower bit. It's also from birth, not something that happens middle of your life, straight from birth. I read that it affects men, like men are twice more likely to be impacted than women. I don't know how true that is. Also, actually, in a lot of countries, well, in England, women actually can get surgery, I think, much cheaper or even for free, as far as I was aware. Whereas men, it's quite difficult to afford surgery. It can be fixed if I wanted to get it fixed. I'm going to go into it later. I don't actually want to get it fixed, but if I want to get it fixed, I can get it fixed through plastic surgery. But you know, I'm going to go into how it actually affected me, myself. First off, we'll start with the gym, given I am a fitness channel and I do post fitness content, and I'm also online fitness coach as well. So in terms of how it's affected my gym journey, right now, like currently, Poland syndrome has no effect on my lifts at all, like pretty much no effect. I can bench press 122 kilograms, which to be honest isn't great, given I weigh 105 at the moment. I was 108 previously, but I'm 105 right now. But I mean, it's still more than a lot of people. So that's why I do accept I would be stronger without it. It's not to the point where I can't work out at all. Also, when I actually started training, it was from home for 2 years, worked out from home exclusively. I didn't train chest, so I didn't do any push-ups or anything. I only did leg day, as in I was doing squats and things. And I was doing bicep curls. I had like a dumbbell, which I'd use. I was doing lots of bicep curls, also with like a bag. I'd pick up a bag, do bicep curls with a bag. I didn't actually, looking back, I don't know why I didn't do push-ups, but I just didn't think to do push-ups. I was only doing bicep, I was doing loads of bicep curls and lots of squats, ab work, loads of ab work, like sit-ups, planks. But yeah, no real chest work at all. And it wasn't because it wasn't because of Poland syndrome, I just forgot to do it. I was lifting, the way I lift, do bicep curls is on my left arm. When I'm doing it on my left arm, I have to swing a bit because I have a lack of stability. That would have obviously still been the case back then. But apart from that, that's really the only impact you could say Poland syndrome had. Where you can say Poland syndrome had the biggest impact was on when I actually started the gym. 2 years after starting working out, I joined the gym, age 16, because I was old enough at that time. And I noticed on push movements, I really struggled. For example, on the machine shoulder press, I remember my friends like literally laughing at me because I was pushing like granny weight, as in like a weight what grannies would use. Because I didn't actually realize at the time it was because of Poland syndrome. I just thought I just had an issue. But I didn't actually train chest in my first 2 years of gym. So my first 4 years working out, I didn't train chest once. I can't really say that I couldn't train chest because I didn't even attempt to. But I suppose if I actually did try to train chest, I would have really struggled with the bench press. I would have really struggled with dumbbell press. And then obviously, as I mentioned earlier, my bicep training, I wouldn't say it's affected because I still do get connection when lifting it like this, but it does look a bit awkward, you could say. Finally, with shoulder raises, sorry, lateral raises, dumbbell lateral raises. Again, my lateral raises do look weird, but again, it's not like I'm not building shoulder muscle from doing lateral raises in a funny way. I still do get connection on my lat or deltoids. I can't really say that the Poland syndrome has really affected my gym journey, except for me being maybe a bit weaker than I otherwise would have been, and just me looking funny when doing some movements, which for me is nothing really, nothing at all. Also, the reason I am able to do push movements is because My right tricep and shoulder is actually bigger because my body's adapted over time to using my right tricep and shoulder to push the weight, because with the absence of a pec muscle, the right tricep and shoulder do need to compensate. I do have general muscular imbalances, quite a lot of muscular imbalances, also with the bicep I mentioned earlier, different shape of the biceps. And then obviously my legs, there's been no impact on my leg training because Purlin syndrome doesn't affect my legs. I don't think it affects anyone's legs, to be honest. Now we're going to go into how it's actually affected my personal life. The answer is not at all. So I didn't actually realize I had Purlin syndrome until I was, say, 13, 14. No one really brought it up to me in school. No one cared. No one mentioned it. Wasn't bullied for it at all. Luckily, my school didn't have much of a bullying culture. Even when taking a shot off in like PE, for example, or physical education, no one would ever bring it up. No one really cared that I had it. Obviously, it didn't affect me at all. And even after I realized I had a missing pec, I didn't actually care, to be honest. I'd still go take my top off in PE, didn't care. Even on holiday, I'd take my top off, didn't care. Mentally, it hasn't really affected me at all, to be honest. The one thing where I was a bit conscious about it was the possibility of a woman seeing it and maybe a woman being disgusted. And to be honest, even women don't care. I'm sure maybe some do, but enough don't care, so I don't care. It's not really had an impact on my personal life at all. And in fact, as I mentioned earlier, it's actually benefited my personal life because it makes me look unique. And to be honest, if I didn't have Purlin syndrome, I probably wouldn't be posting on Instagram right now, to be honest. I probably would have given up, to be honest. Because of my Purlin syndrome, I posted a video on Instagram, just my physique, and it got 18 million views. To this day, it has 18 million views. Had I not had Purlin syndrome, I would not have got 18 million views. And as a result, I wouldn't have had the confidence really to keep posting on Instagram. I can thank Purlin syndrome for me making this video right now. So over time, I've transitioned to posting informational content. I've also tried to improve my content as I go, get feedback. Even now, even though I'm posting more informational content, for people to watch the video, they have to be hooked to the video. And my condition hooks people to the video. I'll say what it is. And it allows me to get my point across and for people to be interested in watching the video, which definitely wouldn't be the case if I didn't have Purlin syndrome, because all in all, I'm a very boring person, as you can say. I have quite a monotone voice, and my videos would definitely not have taken off if I didn't have Purlin syndrome. I mean, even now, my videos, I'm still improving, still developing my content. I'm still not where I want to be exactly in terms of my current number of people I'm reaching, but I wouldn't have even been given this opportunity if it wasn't for Purlin syndrome. So yeah, that's just a quick video as to explaining my Purlin syndrome and how it's actually affected me, which is, yeah, not at all, apart from actually benefiting me. So yeah, if you found that video insightful or useful or informative, feel free to leave a like, as it does help me. Why not subscribe to my channel? If you want to lose weight, build muscle, my content is for you. Especially if you're a shy, unconfident man who's maybe a little introverted, because that's who I was in the past, very shy and unconfident. You could say I'm still introverted because introversion never really goes away, but at least I'm no longer unconfident and I'm no longer shy. If you're a shy and unconfident man who wants to gain confidence through fitness, why not give me a follow and I'll definitely be able to help you. So yeah, subscribe, not follow. I'm making this video for YouTube.